On a brisk night in Tampa, Florida, the Gainbridge Super League returns for the second half of the regular season as the Tampa Bay Sun under Carly Jamona hoping to bounce back after a tough first half of the regular season. They'll meet Spokane and Lena Solano hoping to continue their strong performances after a great win at the end of the first half over Fort Lauderdale. It's coming up next on Peacock. Greetings, everybody, from Tampa, Florida. We begin the second half of the Gainbridge Super League season presented by Tampa General. Tampa General is the region's only academic health system, which means TGH. You have an expert team of doctors and physician scientists collaborating on your care, pioneering research in their fields, using the most advanced technology and teaching the next generation. Tampa General, other hospitals practice medicine. They define it. Alongside Erica Timrack and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques, happy to have you with us. We look at the standings. These are live and up to date. Sporting Jacks winning earlier today. They now have a 4-point cushion at the top of the Gainbridge Super League table. A draw between Dallas and Brooklyn. They each get a point on the board. As far as our game's concerned, Tampa Bay in 9th. Need points and need them quickly. Spokane could use another strong win as well. And Erica, last time these two teams met, Tampa Bay got their only win of the season.
Absolutely. This is going to be a game that is up for the draw. You have two teams fighting for that playoff spot. Vivian Bissett with that goal. You have some roster changes, some coaching changes, so it's definitely going to be a match that any team could take.
This was such an important win for the defending champions at the time. It's still their only win so far. They're hoping to rectify that here tonight. Led by, of course, Sydney Nasello, who's been in excellent form as of late, hoping to carry that in to the second half of the season.
Sydney Nasello, 3 goals, 3 assists on the season, but the stat sheet does not tell it all. She's shifty. She can shoot from anywhere, and she is constantly running at defenders without hesitation. If Tampa Bay can get her the ball tonight in and around the 18, that is where she is truly lethal, drawing fouls, baiting defenders, and causing absolute chaos in the box.
The Suns certainly need more consistent goal scoring. And on the other side of the coin for Spokane Velocity, Hope Heisey was the goalkeeper of the year last year. She's putting together quite the resume again this year.
She definitely continues to set the standard. She has 51 saves and 5 clean sheets this season, but what really sets her apart is her body positioning and her ability to cut off angles. She anchors her back line, her distribution is clean, and she is constantly making big-time saves in crucial moments for her team.
Well, we'll see if Spokane can come to the Sunshine State, maybe get a little bit of revenge from that defeat earlier in the regular season. The champs, Tampa Bay, need to get off the mat. They get a fresh slate at the second half of this Gainbridge Super League season. We'll have the kickoff on Peacock coming up next.
Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
Welcome back, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrak, our entire crew. Happy to have you with us as Tampa Bay gets set to take on Spokane, presented by Tampa General Hospital. Kicking off the second half of the second Gainbridge Super League season here in the Sunshine State. We dive into the starting 11s for both teams, starting with Tampa Bay under Denise Schulte-Brown, a team in search of balance.
Tampa Bay coming out in a 4-3-3. Pay attention to Sabrina McNeil on the left side. She is constantly running that flank, and then you have Nacello on the right side balancing her out, and Carly Giamona in that attacking mid position, getting on the ball, distributing, and taking her shots when she gets them.
On the other side of the coin for Nicole Lukic and Spokane Zephyr, one big change with Tori Zierenberg getting the start, and other than that, it's most of the familiar faces.
McCoy and Tappan just anchor that back line, and then you have Sophia Braun, who kind of runs the midfield. Pay attention to Cam Tucker and Lena Solano, firepower up top, each snagging a goal in their last appearance against Fort Lauderdale.
Gotta go all the way back to November 9th, the last time these two teams met. Again, it was Tampa Bay's only win of the season, a 1-0 victory that they'd hold on to late. Pick up at the time was 3 very, very valuable points. And yes, it is cold in Tampa, Florida. 45 degrees, going to feel even chillier than that with the winds coming through. And Eric, as I take my meteorologist hat off, it's still going to be a very heated contest from the desperation standpoint. Both teams desperately need a win, but certainly unfamiliar conditions when it comes to the temperature and the weather. Obviously, the task remains the same.
Definitely. I'm happy I'm in the broadcast booth for this and not out on the field. But tonight is just more than 3 points. It's about setting the standard for the second half of the season.
Tampa Bay get us started in search of their first home win of the campaign. They're going from right to left here at Suncoast Credit Union Field on a brisk, yes, chilly night in Tampa, Florida. And the Sun get a corner inside of the opening 20 seconds. Again, Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrak, our entire crew. Happy to have you with us here on Peacock. It is the kickoff for the second half of this regular season. And the defending champions, Tampa Bay, hoping to get off to a very swift start from this set piece. Corners are brought to you by the Baldwin Group as this is played short. Chance to resurface this. It's a good winding ball into the penalty area. It's knocked down and Hope Heisey corrals it.
That's a great start for Tampa Bay. Sabrina McNeil taking the ball down the line as she does, and them getting a corner in the first minute. They're off to a good start. Hopefully they can keep up that momentum.
Again, corners brought to you by the Baldwin Group, proud presenting partner of Tampa Bay Sun Corner Kicks. Protect what's possible. And what's possible for Tampa Bay is that they get a clean slate tonight at the second half of the regular season. So many things seemingly went against the Sun in the first half of the campaign. Denise Schulte-Brown talking to us about injuries, retirements happening in the middle of the season, other players having long-term injuries as well, impacting the continuity. And they hope that they can find some consistency and some balance that they got a little bit of at the back end of the first half of the season.
She also talked about new players kind of not fitting into the old mold that they had last year. And so forcing that offensive identity didn't necessarily work out for them, but they're excited to start the second half. They've been practicing new attacking patterns in training, and she sounded very optimistic for this second half.
One of the things that kind of went into that as well is the fact that Coach Schulte-Brown talked about how there was moments where she's looking at players on the field and thinking, oh, there's some fear there, there's some trepidation at times on the pitch. You look there at Denise Schulte-Brown, champion coach from last year, as you know, Erica, of course. And the fact that they've had to cope with that emotion, that mental side at times in the first half. But then she pivoted in our conversation and said, but we've got a great group. We have a group that fights for each other. They never say die. They never quit in games. She said that backbone, that foundation is what's going to help us turn this around.
She said she wanted to take that resiliency and that willingness to hunt and stick together into the second half while they do make some more tactical adjustments to fit their new personnel.
Spokane will have a free kick here. Sarah McCoy look to put this into the mix for Zephyr. It is going to be headed off the edge of the 18-yard box. It's a quick re-entry towards the edge of the penalty area. It's an awkward header, but one that Liz Beardsley is going to be able to corral. And, well, Beardsley is one of those new faces in this Tampa setup. It's going to be a foul and a free kick just to the right of the halfway line on this near side. Well, of course, we also caught up with Spokane Zephyr head coach Nicole Lukic earlier in the week as well. Remember, was hired back in the early days of October in the first half of the season, and just talked about how, you know, it was a player-by-player thing as to how the time off was handled. Some players needed longer time off to do a excess of minutes in the first half of the season, whether that's been for club or for club and for country at times as well, as that shot takes a deflection. But she mentioned both boxes, defensively in your own box, attacking-wise in the opponent's box, trying to find more and more consistency there as something big to work on for this second half of the season.
Absolutely. Soccer is won in both boxes, and I think that she was happy defensively with her squad. She thinks that's their strong suit, but I think execution in the final third is key for them, especially the second half of the season as they push for that playoff top 4 spot.
To your point, 15 goals conceded for Spokane is the second fewest in the Gainbridge Super League. That volley from the edge of the area from Provenzano is blocked. She follows up and feeds it out to the far side. Still a chance here for Tampa Bay on the front foot. It's played across, it's bundled around, still up for grabs on the edge of the 6. Spokane trying to clear it, and eventually they do get it out of harm's way.
Sydney Nasello causing chaos in the box. She was able to pick out her player, just couldn't get on the end of it.
And a physical challenge there from McCoy leads to a goal kick.
Nasello driving in the 18. Parsons goes down, tries to keep it alive, and then Giamona is there to scoop it up. Spokane do a good job clearing it and getting it out of there. But there you go, Sydney Nasello just wreaking havoc on the Spokane back line.
That's the definition of just cross it into the middle and see what chaos unfolds.
She put it right in that 6-yard area. We used to call it the corridor of uncertainty. It makes defenders have to make really hard decisions. Does the keeper come out? Do they stay on their line? So anytime a player can play the ball into that area, it is uncertain what's going to happen.
It is the 7th all-time meeting between these two clubs in the Gainbridge Super League. Spokane's won 4 of 6. And they're on the front foot here. Zephyr looking to get across into the middle on this near side. That was Solano, stood up, forced to slightly retreat it to Cam Tucker. Whips the cross into the middle. Oh, the volley was very strongly hit, but it's palmed over the top by Beardsley and out for a corner.
Cam Tucker just serving that in on a platter. Beardsley coming up with the save, hitting it over the crossbar, but that's a good opportunity for Spokane.
Looked like it was Sophia Braun who just had a brilliant technique on that volley. But he's beaten by Beardsley, and now Spokane get a chance from the corner to try to do some damage. Braun will take it. It's played to the edge of the 6. It was helped along, but then Tampa Bay do clear their lines in the end. Felicia Knox just tried to facilitate that, and the Sun could counterattack here if they work quickly. Zephyr getting some numbers back through the middle defensively. And eventually that helps to slow down the transitional move.
You see Spokane just racing back. They got 5-6 players behind the ball. That is so important when it comes to transitional soccer, which you see a lot in this league. If you can just get your players behind the ball and then go from there and defend as a unit, condense and make it hard for the opponent to attack and find spaces.
Sabrina McNeil will take the throw. Denise Schulte-Brown was smiling very wide when talking about Sabrina McNeil to us earlier in the week and the contributions that she has provided to this Tampa Bay group. That's a great early ball in behind. Spokane want the flag, and the flag eventually does go up for offside.
It's a great combination between McNeil and Giamona. Giamona just runs into that half space, gets on the end of it, but is a little bit offside. But speaking to your point earlier, Denise was saying how McNeil is just a joy to work with, and not only that, she has the best attitude. Her work ethic is so high, and she's constantly bringing the group together like that.
A foot race for the ball there is won by Braun. Touched out for a throw into Tampa Bay on the far side. The ball is rainbowed over the top. On the far side, referee says no as far as any foul is concerned there, and Spokane have it, well, for only about a split second. It's won back by McNeil, and McNeil has real estate to run into here, plays the early ball in behind, and again, Heisey, goalkeeper of the year last year, is on it for Spokane. Heavy challenge comes in there. Jordan Fusco does well to win it back for the Sun. Chance to get the early cross again into the middle. It ricochets out, and Spokane clear it, but they do give possession right back. One goal and 3 assists so far this season for Sabrina McNeil. 4 goal contributions, as that'll go back to Spokane. Well, enter the Gainbridge back to play giveaway for a chance to win a prize pack, including signed goalie gloves from Brianna Scurry and more. Scan the QR code on screen to enter for a chance to win. That's quite the prize, might I add.
She was one of my idols growing up, so I would love to win that prize.
It was lovely close control there initially from Cam Tucker, but whistle goes back to Tampa Bay in possession here.
Tampa Bay have done such a good job of just, as soon as the ball is turned over, they're on it right away. They haven't really allowed Spokane to get that rhythm, that possession that they like to play. And credit to Tampa Bay for making it difficult for them to keep the ball.
We talked about the win that Tampa Bay had against Spokane back on November 9th. Since then, they are 5 games without a victory, 3 losses in a row. They lost 3-1 to Sporting Jacks on December 20th. That was their last Gainbridge Super League game before the break. On the other side of the coin, Spokane had a very positive result going into the break. A first ever win over Fort Lauderdale United. They won in South Florida by 3-1. And that just gave Spokane a ton of momentum going into the break. The only tough part about that result was losing Ginger Fontenot to a red card. She is suspended tonight and is not available to Nicole Lukic. Controlled by Jaskinek, and then won back by Tampa Bay, who have a chance in transition here. Early ball in behind, falls for Fusco, and the shot is blocked right at the end. Critical last-ditch defending from Spokane, and then eventually they'll clear it out. It'll stay with the Sun on the near side.
That's a great transitional moment from Giamona. She just takes the ball and drives towards the back line, dishes it out to Fusco. Fusco just probably takes 1 too many touches. The shot's blocked, but I'm liking what I see from this Tampa Bay side. They're aggressive in the attack, and you can tell they are out for business right now.
There were signs that the attack was improving for Tampa Bay at the back end of the first half of the season. Denise Schulte-Brown talked to us about that earlier in the week. Now it's about finding more and more consistency with that and having it lead to results.
She mentioned that they tried to use their wide areas and then cross, and they couldn't really execute in the box and couldn't really get on the ends of those crosses. I think with their personnel, they've shifted a little bit, and you can tell they've already started attacking down the middle. That's where a lot of their strength lies, especially with Giamona in that attacking mid position. So I think they're off to a promising start and creating that new offensive identity.
Clipped up ahead by Taylor Chisholm, one of the new signings for Tampa Bay amongst quite a few. Moving and shaking moves, the former Auburn Tiger. Nice hold-up play there by Parsons, and then Fusco just could not get a delicate enough touch off the feed from McNeil. Now then, can Spokane use this move to create something? Knox plays it out wide. Chance for Spokane to get a cross into the middle. It's a dangerous cross, and the header is tucked in by Lena Solano to give Zephyr the lead.
That's a Zephyr goal.
A team-leading 5th goal for Lena Solano with a glancing header. And Spokane have the lead in Tampa.
This is so good from Spokane. She just gets on the end line, picks her head up, does a little fancy feet, a little shift in her hips, crosses it, and Solano, just a perfect header in. She gets up, she just redirects that into the corner. This is so positive for Spokane, especially after kind of being put on the pressure by Tampa Bay in the first half. But what a world-class finish from Solano. Right place, right time, and a great finish.
And slightly against the run of play as well. Tampa Bay had a couple of good chances and certainly half chances up the other end. One big chance is taken by Solano and Spokane, and they jump out on top. Thanks, Brady. Well, Solano tries to get on the end of this bouncing ball, but it's won back by Tampa Bay. The Provenzano challenge allows the Sun to reset. Very early on in this second half of the Gainbridge Super League season, we're going to see what Tampa Bay's made of as they try to bounce back here. The referee has given them a free kick here, just about on the halfway line.
It'll be interesting to see if this early goal for Spokane can kind of calm them down a little and give them a rhythm, or to see if Tampa Bay keep the pressure up, keep attacking with aggression. It's an interesting game now, especially with that 1-0 lead, even though the momentum was going with Tampa the first half.
Hendricks looking for someone to put the ball back into play to here. Does find Fusco. Oh, and then the whistle does go on this near side as the offside flag appears to have gone up. Oop, I beg your pardon, the ball went out of play on this near side. That is a giveaway, but one that Tampa Bay quickly swarm upon to try to win back on this near side, which leads to a Spokane throw that's not being taken from the proper spot. Ball's played forward for Jordan Listro, forced to retreat slightly. And traffic. Tampa Bay forced to go again back to that defensive setup. It's clipped forward by Chisholm. Nudged forward by Braun. And out for a Tampa Bay throw. Well, that goal that Lena Solano scored is the 25th goal that Tampa Bay has conceded in Gainbridge Super League play this season. It's the most any team has conceded in the Super League so far. It is the part of Tampa Bay's setup that does need to come along a bit more. There's been more and more attacking momentum and promising attacking play. Now the defense has to kind of come along for the ride as well and continue to improve. Near side controlled by Charlie Boone. Back for Reese Tappan and company to try to find another avenue forward. Tampa Bay put on the pressure here. It's forced back to Heisey. And Heisey is forced to clear over the top.
It seems that goal kind of calmed down Spokane, where they can play a little more, enjoy the ball, maybe take that pressure off of them. And they seem to just be possessing it a little more now.
What a header it was by Lita Solano. And just the start to the second half of the season Spokane would have been hoping for, as the offside flag goes up against Tampa Bay here on the far side. Maddie Parsons caught offside, the former Lexington player. Certainly Maddie Parsons could be a key in Tampa Bay's offense and goal-scoring exploits improving in the second half of the season.
She's definitely a good hold-up player. She can post up in and around the box, and I think that's so important, especially when you have pace on the width. If she can drop into that kind of false nine position and post up, it allows a chance for her teammates to get forward, which just adds more dimension to Tampa Bay's offense.
Pressure here from Spokane on the Tampa Bay back line. Goes pass, forced Provenzano to slide into that. Spokane have it back here on the far side, but the pressure and the recovery run by Nicello allows Tampa Bay to get back on it. And it's going to be chopped forward here. Referee is going to bring it back for an earlier challenge and a Tampa Bay free kick.
Carly Giamona just getting in that space, and Spokane defender coming in a little late, but that's good from Carly Giamona. She just gets in those pockets, turns, and drive forward. I think the more that she can get on the ball, the more she can create for her team.
Hendricks to McNeil, who is upended on this near side free kick.
Coach Denise Schulte-Brown was saying how Sabrina McNeil is just a powerhouse on this left side. As you see, she just goes up and down the flank. She doesn't get tired. She is fit, and she just continues to run that flank regardless if she gets fouled, loses the ball. She just has such a good attitude. She's constantly running that width and just giving her team that much needed width to open up the game.
She puts a decent ball into the area, and it's headed towards goal, but Heisey makes a comfortable stop and plays a wonderful outlet down this far side for Spokane. Zierenberg, who got the assist on the earlier goal, slows it down. Felicia Knox up against that far sideline, loses out in the end.
Can we just appreciate that distribution from Heisey?
Oh.
She put that on a platter. That is so
So
big
good.
time, so good. But I guess that's why she was reigning goalkeeper of the year.
No question. Solano holds up the play for Spokane Zephyr. And then the feed through the lines there. He's going to roll harmlessly through to Liz Beardsley. You could hear the wind kind of whipping through the stadium here. It is an abnormally cold night in Tampa, Florida. I believe it was 45 degrees at kickoff, but again, that did not factor in the wind chill, so it likely feels even a little bit colder than that as the ball bounces out of play. There's the wind waving the flags around. Sure, some of the snowbirds that came down are thinking, what the heck? I tried to get away from this.
Absolutely. I would not be happy if I were them.
Oh, lovely touch. Solano takes on the shot as well and forces the save out of Beardsley. What an attempt that was by Solano. And it does allow Spokane to bring some pressure forward here, and Tampa Bay goes over the top to try to clear it, and Spokane quickly retrieve it. Played forward by Braun. This is Jaskinek. Further down the line here, Cam Tucker trying to clip it into the middle, but it goes out of play.
Lena Solano in such a good position. She just picks it up right here, drives a little, takes a look up. Why not have the shot? As you can see, it bobbled a little bit. Probably could have had her teammates rushing the goal, but I like that from Solano. And I think that Spokane have a new effort coming out now that they scored. I think we need to see more attack from them, and I think they've calmed down a little bit. And it'll be interesting to see how Tampa Bay respond right now.
The layoff by Parsons. Now McNeil. Tried to clip it into the middle, gets a second bite at it. Really good ball in, and at the back stick. Oh, it goes in off the deflection. Tampa Bay find an equalizer. Nasello just put it into the mixture. It ricochets in, and the Sun are back on level terms in the 27th minute. It's one each.
And we talked about both these players in pregame. McNeil just on that flank, and she serves it in. Nasello back post, takes a touch, and just rifles it in near post. Sees a small gap, says why not. She's usually looking to cross these, but this, she hits it so well. She hits it on the ground. There's so much chaos in the box. It squeaks through. I think it went through Heisey's legs, and that's a great finish from Nasello, and it puts them right back on the board.
That should be Sydney Nasello's goal. It looked like it was on target and deflected it off of Heisey. It's her fourth Gainbridge Super League goal of the season, and it's just what the Sun needed to get back on level terms.
Sydney Nasello is just known for causing chaos in the box, whether she's passing, shooting, crossing, dribbling. She's going to cause that chaos, that uncertainty, and it just showed right there. Also relentless from McNeil. Her first cross was blocked, and she just got it right back. Served a great ball in, put it on Nasello's foot, and got the assist from it.
And Nacello's 4th league goal, that's McNeil's 4th league assist to get Tampa Bay back in it. We talked about the Parsons hold-up play, try to do so there, and then the attack breaks down. It goes back to Spokane on the far side. Select here. Now, Select is the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. And as always, Select is the player's choice. Spokane looked to bring it forward. It's played ahead by Boone initially. Now Tucker cutting in field. And the gap closed down at the vital moment. However, it is going to be a Zephyr corner on the far side.
I like Cameron Tucker getting the ball wide and then cutting in. It's so unpredictable, and it's really hard to defend when your wide player goes in the middle. You're not sure where to step, who to step, and it just causes chaos, and that just resulted in a corner.
And corners tonight are brought to you by the Baldwin Group. As Spokane try to jump back out on top here in what's turned into a bit of a seesaw first half. And it is very congested inside the 6-yard box. It is going to be played short, however. And on that far byline, the cross into the middle, Beardsley, he's able to make the catch. Near side, McNeil. Continues to wreak havoc. Plays an early ball up ahead, tried to pick out Parsons and nearly fell for a second opportunity. It still could. And the fizzer back out to this near side to McNeil. Goes under her boot and out of play. Jamona played it square for Nacello, back out wide for Chisholm. Coming back to get it is Provenzano. Now Hendricks. Trying to slide it through to McNeil. And it is shepherded out of play by Reese Tappan for a goal kick.
Reese Tappan has been so consistent for this Spokane side. She anchors that back line, and she's just been really consistent this year for them.
Well, again, our game along with the Fort Lauderdale-Lexington game are the last 2 games of the night. 2 games earlier with Dallas and Brooklyn finishing in a 1-1 draw. And how about Sporting Jacks, a 1-0 win over Carolina? We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that takes them, at least for now, 4 points clear at the top of the Gainbridge Super League.
It's very impressive for a brand new organization to come in and be top of the table halfway through the season. Props to the team, props to the front office and the coaching staff.
And by the way, one of the teams that they'll be contending with, as Beardsley gets on the end of that, will be Lexington, and we're 2-0 up at the moment over Fort Lauderdale. That game is also here on Peacock if you want to switch back and forth throughout these 90 minutes. We'll talk about a year-over-year transition. Obviously, Lexington went through their fair share of difficulties last year, and they've been arguably the most consistent team this season, so far at least.
They definitely made some big-time moves in the offseason. Coaching staff, player personnel. They have reigning player of the year on their team, along with a lot of more superstars on that team. It's been fun to watch them evolve from their first season.
was played over by Jaskinik. And the through ball onto this near side is going to roll out of play. And we should mention that because Carolina lost earlier tonight, that if Spokane can go on and win this game, they would finish the night in the top 4, in those playoff places in the Gainbridge Super League. That's a really good opening statement to the second half of this season if Zephyr can get this over the line and grab all 3 points.
That's just a great way to start the season, with that momentum and belief that, hey, we are good enough to be in this top 4 playoff spot. And starting the season off with the first win, especially on the road, would be big time.
The look there at Nicole Lukic and her coaching staff, which was refreshed a bit between the first half of this season and the second half as well. We talk about all the players going in and out and things of that nature. That was something Spokane had to deal with during the break as well. A new assistant coach and a new goalkeeper coach being brought into the fold. Gabby Alfaro's the new assistant coach, Chris Lewis the new goalkeeper coach. So some of that preparation for the second half was Nicole Lukic trying to get on the same page with her new coaching staff additions on top of the other players that Spokane brought into the fold.
Absolutely. I asked if they had worked on a theme leading into this match, and she really said it was just basically getting everybody on the same page, staff included, making sure the language is the same, everybody knew their roles, and I think that's a really important piece of the puzzle, that team unity from the top to the bottom.
I'm sure it also helps, at least from the goalkeeping coach perspective, when Hope Heisey is your number 1 in net.
Absolutely. She seems like she's very fun to coach. She's eager to learn. She likes to distribute. She's good with her feet. She makes these big time saves, and she's a proven shot stopper.
Whistle blows there. I believe it's going to be a Spokane throw. There is Hope. So I've made a couple of big saves in this game. Here is Solano on the byline, tried to cross that into the middle. It rolls out of play, and it's well done defensively by McNeil, as it is going to be a goal kick. A word or two between Hendricks and Beardsley there.
Seems like Tampa Bay has settled in a bit and are now trying to play a little, build out of the back, and be a little more patient in their possession and going forward.
That early ball forward he's dealt with defensively. And the hold-up play there is touched out of play for a throw-in on the near side. We apologize there for the technical difficulties. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew, happy to have you with us. Getting towards the end of the first half, a goal apiece between Tampa Bay and Spokane. First game for these two teams at the start of the second half of the Gainbridge Super League season. Sophia Braun plays it back to the back line. Spokane took the lead through Leah Solano in the 15th minute. Sydney Nacello, 27th minute equalizer off the feed from Sabrina McNeil, has us at a 1-1 tally. Solano lays that off. Zierenberg tries to return the favor to Lena Solano. It's cleared out, and it will be a throw-in on the near side. Solano's cross is cleared off the edge of the 6-yard box there. Knox keeps it going. Solano clips another ball into the middle, and it is held on to by Beardsley. And she holds on to it as we near the end of one additional minute of stoppage time at the end of the half. McNeil could not keep that in play, and that will be the last act of the half here in Tampa. Well, Spokane got off to a really slow start, at least at times in the opening 10 minutes. Tampa Bay were so strong early. Spokane scored against the run of play, but Erica, Tampa Bay responded really well.
They responded well, and even though they did have the momentum and then lost that goal, they were able to bounce back, and that's the resiliency that Coach Denise Schulte-Brown speaks of.
It's a big early game at the start of this second half of the regular season, and certainly Tampa Bay's ability to bounce back there puts them on track to maybe complete a comeback in the second half. Really good first half of play between Tampa Bay and Spokane, knotted up at 1 at the halftime break. We'll have plenty from around the rest of the Gainbridge Super League coming up at the break here on Peacock. Tie game here in Tampa.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I'm Spencer, champion of savings. Because when it comes to saving money, no one saves like me. And when it's time to get a better rate for new or used wheels, Suncoast Credit Union has the best deal.
Refi your ride with Suncoast. Get $200 cash back and no payments for 90 days. Visit a branch or suncoast.com/auto refi.
Get influenced by me. Get pre-approved for an auto loan at Suncoast and you'll love your rate as much as you love your ride. I'm Spencer. Champion of savings. Because when it comes to saving money, no one saves like me. And when it's time to get a better rate for new or used wheels, Suncoast Credit Union has the best deal.
Refi your ride with Suncoast. Get $200 cash back and no payments for 90 days. Visit a branch or suncoast.com/auto refi.
Get influenced by me. Get pre-approved for an auto loan at Suncoast and you'll love your rate as much as you love your ride.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime here on Peacock is brought to you by Tampa General Hospital. Why does academic medicine matter? Because at Tampa General, the best medicine starts with science, like their cutting-edge research that helped develop computerized devices to treat epilepsy and Parkinson's, restoring normal brain function and ending tremors. That's the academic difference every day at the region's only academic health center, Tampa General. Others practice medicine, they define it. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew, happy to have you with us. It's a 1-1 game between Tampa Bay and Spokane at the half in our game. The two earlier games have gone final, 1-1 between Dallas and Brooklyn. Jacksonville, a 1-0 win over Carolina. We've been keeping an eye on the other game going on live on Peacock. Lexington leading 2-0 over Fort Lauderdale.
Lexington have definitely been the team to watch this season. They have so much firepower in their offense. And Jacksonville still top of the table.
How about that? First season for Sporting Jacks. They're, for now, comfortable at the top of the table. Lexington and others will have a say over that. How about Brooklyn as well? They were down earlier in that game. They come back and get a pretty valuable point in Texas over the Dallas Trinity. 1-1 game here. Still a big 45 minutes to play out here in Tampa. We'll have the second half coming up in just a few moments. But first, a look at Lexington's Amina Ekic and their Built for Success trailer.
Good. Yes, Amina.
I think Lexington is referred to as the hometown hero, and genuinely she is.
Amina Ekic delivers.
Amina's definitely one of the best players in this league, and then I think she's just getting started.
I've been through the hardship, and I know that I can make my way to the top.
Amina Ekic.
She is so good.
Being out here really reminds me of my Bosnian roots. You don't really realize till you get up close how big they are.
We're gonna get in this situation in a game all the time this weekend.
Lexington back home after the long trek to Spokane.
Now that we have more than one professional league in the U.S., it's just been exciting to watch.
Welcome back, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew. Happy to have you with us. We're at the half between the Tampa Bay Sun and Spokane Zephyr, locked at a 1-1 scoreline. Still a massive 45 minutes to go here in the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock. Quite a bit to get to from the first 45 minutes. We dive into first half highlights, starting, Erica, with Spokane on the front foot.
Cam Tucker just being really active, serving into the box, and Sophia Braun getting on the end of this, making the keeper have to make a big save. Knox gathering it in the midfield and just giving the ball to Zierenberg, getting her start and just making the most of it. She just takes it end line, does a little shimmy shake, and then finds a gap to cross it. Solano makes that run near post. So important as a 9 to just make that near post run. You don't get it a lot, but she gets on it and she just redirects it to the bottom corner. Such a big time finish.
5th league goal of the season for Solano, but Tampa Bay did find the equalizer.
Sabrina McNeil on that wing again. She just lofts it to Sydney Nacello. The first cross didn't get off. She looks up, serves it with her right, and then Nacello, in and around that 6-yard box, just takes a touch and smacks it into the near side goal.
Her 4th league goal of the season, and first half match stats look like this. Tampa Bay did outshoot Spokane, but shots on target are even, and so is the scoreline.
So is the momentum. Tampa Bay started out really hot, and then Spokane got the first goal. They took the momentum, and then Tampa Bay was able to equalize and took the momentum back.
It was a bit of a seesaw first half, particularly from the momentum standpoint, and Tampa Bay able to bounce back after that early Spokane goal. We'll see what the second 45 minutes has in store for us. It's coming up next on Peacock. Moments away from the start of the second half here in the Gainbridge Super League. Tampa Bay getting back on level terms thanks to Sydney Nasello. It's a 1-1 game. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew. You look there, fourth Gainbridge Super League goal of the season for Nasello. Came back in the 27th minute. Perfect timing, as it turned out, to get Tampa Bay back tied up in the ball game. And certainly it is well poised for the second 45 minutes. A chance for Spokane, for those just joining us, to end the night in the top four. One of those coveted playoff positions. Tampa Bay trying to get closer to the likes of DC and Brooklyn off the bottom of the table. Certainly 3 points would go a long way for the defending champions. And you had mentioned it before the last break, Erica. It was really a back and forth, momentum shifting kind of first half, and momentum is still out there to be had at the start of the second half.
It is. You can tell both teams are eager, they're hungry, they're wanting to make a statement with this first game. I think it's been an exciting side of soccer to watch, the back and forth, and we'll see what the second half brings us.
Teams switch sides for the second half, so Spokane will be going from right to left. Here on Peacock, they are in their predominantly white kits. Tampa Bay are in their dark blues with the yellow trim. That is played forward towards Nasello, but it's well defended by Zephyr on this near side. They play it ahead. That goal from Tampa Bay canceled out what was a wonderfully taken header from Lena Solano in the 15th minute that put Spokane ahead for about 12 minutes time before the Nasello equalizer. And now Tampa Bay could get on the end of this. Fusco just trying to nudge her way ahead. Spokane get there first. And after it pinballs around on this near side, Spokane eventually will clear it down this near sideline. But more Tampa Bay pressure lead to a takeaway here. Nasello to the byline. Digs out the cross, too much air underneath it, out of play.
I like that Tampa Bay has come out with a higher press, especially when they lose the ball. They get on it right away. If they're dispossessed, if it's a turnover, they're trying to get the ball back immediately. They swarm it, they get numbers around it, and they're able to retain possession.
Header was nudged forward there by Jaskinek, who gets back onto it here for Spokane. We talked about it earlier. The first 10 minutes or so of the game, Tampa Bay dominated the possession. The Spokane goal was against the run of play. But the goal also, as you had mentioned at the time, Erica, kind of eased Spokane a bit. Here at the start of the second half, they're the ones trying to dictate the tempo and dominate the possession.
Sophia Braun is key for that possession type style they like to play. She anchors that midfield. She's clean. She gets on the ball. She sprays it. And if they want to keep this possession up, she has to be getting on the ball.
There is the goal scorer, Solano, holding up the play for Zephyr. And it was available for a return pass on that far side. It is flicked ahead, but Tampa Bay do win it back. Jamona holds it up. Trying to turn into space here, plays it down the far sideline for Fusco. A push and a chase towards the byline. And the early cross into the middle is going to be clipped up into the air and cleared away. Now a reset here. Chisholm on debut. Really tried to fizz that one through, but it's going to be easily held onto by Heisey. Now off the takeaway. That shot is going to spray over the top. Fusco and company really starting to turn the screws here with that pressure, but the shot is not on target.
You see a lot of Tampa Bay shots being off of the press and winning the ball from Spokane's midfield.
Well, Denise Schulte-Brown talked to us about when to press and how important that was going to be in this game tonight. They're pressing rather well at the start of this second half. It's another chance here. And it goes over the top from Fusco. As Spokane get back onto it on this far side. Spokane trying to get back on top here. Knox lays it off. Clipped further up ahead into the penalty area. Solano was the target, and it nearly fell to Sophia Braun. Tampa Bay able to clear it away. Now then, Fusco down the far side, hint of an offside flag there. Spokane still asking the questions over a flag. Jamona gives chase. And I guess the third time of asking was the charm as the whistle finally goes. Well, the Gainbridge Super League season is back in full swing. Visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gainbridge Super League. Good place to go to catch up on all the comings and goings, the different personnel and coaching additions around the league. And we're also keeping an eye on the other live game going on. Lexington leading 2-0 over Fort Lauderdale early in that second half. A win that would get Lexington back within a point of Sporting Jacks, I should say, at the top of the table. As a foul's going to be called here. Maddie Parsons nearly breaking through, but the whistle brings that to a halt.
Parsons just hunting this down. Definitely not intentional. She just clips the back foot, and Spokane now have it in their half.
Clipped up ahead by McCoy. Eventually bounces back out of play. Chisholm tried to step in, clipped forward by Jaskinek, corralled by Beardsley. Now McNeil, it was so good in the first half for Tampa Bay, as advertised. Not once, but twice, trying to clip this up ahead. Parsons is the target. And again, Spokane asked for the offside flag, and it is going to bring it to a halt. Another free kick.
You can see a lot of up, back, and through play from Tampa. Coach Schulte Brown was telling us they've been working on new offensive patterns, and you can definitely see their midfield getting involved. Parsons holding up in that position and laying it off for the midfield to then go forward. A little up, back, and through action, opposite movements. It definitely causes chaos and is a great way to attack.
No foul there. Long distance shot goes in. Wow! Spokane jumped right back out on top. A long distance shot that beats Beardsley and gives Zephyr a lead for a second time. There's a player down after the celebrations around the goal scorer. Felicia Knox are subdued for now, but what a finish. And Zephyr are 2-1 up.
Tampa Bay tried to clear it. It gets bobbled up. Solano, Felicia Knox just gathers it and then looks up, shoots it. It's a great shot. Is this a foul? It's hard to say.
Another look at it here. There's the potential foul with Solano. Remember, there's no VAR to go back and check it. Take nothing away from the strike from Knox. But certainly Tampa Bay would make the argument that Solano fouled in the build-up to the goal.
Such a world-class finish. It is so hard to finish that. She's right in line with that near post. She just looks up, sees a tiny gap, and she just drills it. The ball has a little bit bend to it, and it just curves right into that side netting.
It is going to go down as the second league goal of the season for Felicia Knox, and what a strike. Could be a Gainbridge Super League goal of the week, potentially. Was that strong. But Tampa Bay certainly have one or two gripes over it. And finally, Provenzano got the worst of all that and is still, by the way, asking the questions of our referee over whether or not a foul should have been called there. Good news is that she's back up onto her own 2 feet. And now Tampa Bay have to do it all over again, down for a second time in the game.
Solano just bodies that, and then Felicia Knox picks it up. She takes a touch, and she just sees that little gap in the near post. Such a good finish. That's exactly what you want from your midfielders. Be around the ball, be able to scoop it up after there's havoc around there. The ball's bouncing, and she just settles it, takes a look up, and world-class finish. As you said, that could be definitely goal of the week.
Both of the Spokane goals have been so well taken. And Tampa Bay can't worry about a potential foul now. They've got to get back into the game once again.
When we spoke to Coach Nicole Lukic, she did say that there were really good vibes going into this game. She said the training before, they were world-class finishes, and I think we've seen that here tonight for sure.
No questions about that. Reese Tappan, meanwhile, tries to sweep that up for Spokane. Looked like it came off of a Tampa Bay player. It's going to be a Zephyr throw on the near side, as it actually nearly broke initially for Maddie Parsons in behind. That goal, by the way, puts Spokane, at least for now in the live table, back in the top 4. The door was opened earlier with Carolina losing by 1-0 to Jacksonville. Now Parsons just trying to battle her way through. It's a miscued clearance by Tappan, and it is going to be a Tampa Bay corner. And corners are sponsored by the Baldwin Group. Right away, a chance for the Sun to get it back to level terms again. Referee just making sure there's not too much pushing and shoving going on inside the 6. Corner was taken short on the re-entry. It's headed high into the air. Parsons tried to save it. It went out of play before she got a touch. It'll be another corner.
McNeil and Nasello going short on that one. Nasello just laying it off, giving her a different angle for her to whip it in.
Another Baldwin Group corner on the far side. Jordan Fusco stands over it. Spokane are preparing for another short corner routine. That's exactly what happens. But the cross, a little bit of velocity taken out of it. It still fell for an opportunity, blocked away. Comes out for another chance. It's clipped back centrally, and eventually Spokane clear it away. Another chance for a re-entry. Popped high into the air in the end by Parsons. Lovely turn initially by Tucker. And it's going to be a foul and a free kick for Spokane.
That's so great from Cam Tucker. She just kind of gets in that pocket. She gets the ball, she collects it, she turns, she goes to go at them, she buys a foul, and now Spokane get it higher up the field.
Copy. Solano tried to dink it over the top. Beardsley's there. And then out of the pressure, McNeil gets around the initial challenge. Tries to clip it forward. It'll stay with Tampa Bay via a throw, and there's a Spokane player down.
Sophia Braun goes to settle it, and Maddie Parsons just come through probably a little too hard. She acknowledges it, and it doesn't amount to much.
Approaching the hour mark here in Tampa. Remember, Spokane finished the first half of this regular season with a 3-1 win at Fort Lauderdale. They could be on path to do it again, this time in the northern part of the state.
Coach Nicole Lukic said that when the key thing was scoring early and kind of taking the pressure off the team, and they were able to score early tonight.
Tampa Bay still have half an hour to say something about it. Ball up ahead by Chisholm. Is cleared high into the air by Braun. It's not definitively dealt with yet. Jaskinek. It just popped high into the air. Wind impacting that a bit as well. Eventually Tampa Bay regains possession. Nasello stopping and starting on this near side, then clipping it over the top for Fusco, who's in an offside position. And the attack fizzles out. Newsletter here. Well, you can stay up to date with the Gainbridge Super League. Sign up for the Super Newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at GainbridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter today. Throwing for Tampa Bay on this near side. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrak, our entire crew. Thrilled to help kick off the second half of the Gainbridge Super League season with you here. Spokane have led not once but twice tonight, including right now. Trying to close in on what would be another impressive road win. And back-to-back road wins on either side of the winter break. Goals from Solano and Knox leading the way for Nicole Lukic's side. Tampa Bay's goal from Nasello in the first half made it 1-1 at the break. But Tampa Bay need another riposte at a minimum in this second half. Parsons trying to nudge that forward. That sliced ball through by Listro is cut out. Trying to pick out Jamona. Listro again, closed down. Ball again is clipped forward. Again, Spokane look for the offsides flag. Play continues here. Nasello streaking to the byline here. Plays it across, touched off the edge of the 6. Jamona lays it off for Chisholm, who's blocked. And it ricochets out of play. Jamona takes the throw towards Parsons, and it's popped high into the air. Clipped further forward by Bissett, and eventually Spokane settle it down.
That's the chaos and pregame that we were talking about from Sydney Nasello. Anytime she gets in the 18-yard box, she makes it so unpredictable for the back line. Is she going to shoot? Is she going to dribble? Is she going to pass? Is she going to cross? They just don't know.
She's at it again here, Nasello. And this time it is touched out of play by Haley Thomas. Service direct towards the far side edge of the 6. And it's last off of Spokane. So Tampa Bay will try again from the opposite side. And before they do that, it appears that there is going to be a change here. It is for Tampa Bay, and we're told it's going to be a debut. Faith Weber, who was just brought into the fold earlier this week for Tampa Bay, is going to come on to replace Jordan Fusco. It's a like-for-like change up top. Weber was just brought in on loan from the Denver Summit. With Tampa Bay losing players on loan returnees or retirements, Weber's one of those players they brought in. Try to make up the difference here as that's punched away by Heisey. It's then popped high into the air and will bounce out of play for a throw-in. Thrown in for Listro, just under 25 minutes plus stoppages left. Chisholm lost it. Does get the throw in off the ricochet. And tried to pick out Parsons, who was double covered. Denise Schulte-Brown talked to us about how tough it was going to be to break down Spokane defensively at times tonight, particularly when you're down a goal and in dire need of an equalizer. That's certainly going to be put to the test in these next 20 to 30 minutes as Heisey is holding onto her left leg. That is not a good sign for Spokane. Both teams will get a chance to regroup as Heisey hopefully just needs a moment. We talked about how Spokane coming in, we're just at a 15 goals conceded mark, the second fewest coming in to the second half of this Gainbridge Super League season. Hope Heisey's a big reason why that statistic exists. Tied for first in the league with 5 clean sheets as well this season. There's the moment where she maybe lands awkwardly on that left leg trying to punch the ball out of harm's way.
I'm sure the cold weather doesn't help that either. But she has been so integral for this team and this back line. And when we talked to Coach Nicole Lukic, she said their strength comes from their back line and comes from their defensive positioning. And I think Hope Heisey plays such a strong role in that. She's a commanding force in the box. She makes such good saves in crucial moments of the game. And I think her team can rely on her to lead. And when you have leadership from the back, it makes such a difference.
Haley Call is the backup goalkeeper for Spokane, but it does look like Hope Heisey, at least based on that last nod to the medical staff, will try to carry on here. She was grabbing and stretching at that left leg immediately after she came down on it. But she gets the ball away there. We'll keep an eye on her as the match moves along here. That is one back by McNeil. And McNeil's the one that has a chance to catch up to that ball on this far side. Who's it last off of? It's going to be a corner. What an effort by McNeil. That just kind of epitomizes what she brings to the table.
Absolutely. That was a ball that she probably wasn't going to win, but she took the gamble. She full sprint down the flank, and then she won her team a corner kick. That just speaks to the type of player she is and her work ethic and her athleticism.
And now she's going to try to provide the service here for Tampa Bay. It's a good ball in. It was headed high into the air, but not towards goal. Spokane just scoop it out for a throw-in on this near side. And then right from there, Spokane defensively are able to slam the door shut. Played back for McCoy. Plays it out to the far side. 20 minutes plus stoppages left. Played towards Solano. And touched away by Bissett. This is looped over the top here. Nasello assesses her options here. Nasello to the byline, plays it across, and the follow-up is in for the equalizer. Maddie Parsons makes it 2-2. Heisey was able to parry out the initial attempt, but Maddie Parsons cleans it up and ties the game, 2 each.
This play all stems from Carly Giamona. She gets it at midfield. She cuts her defender, looks up, and sees Sydney Nasello wide, running at goal. She gathers the ball in the 18. She takes end line, and then she's able to just hit it across. The goalie, Heisley, bobbles it a little bit, and Maddie Parsons is just there, right place at the right time, and just slots it home. That is a full team effort goal from Tampa Bay Sun, and they are back on the board now.
It's Maddie Parsons' first goal for Tampa Bay after scoring 6 for Lexington last season. It could not have come at a better time. That's exactly why Denise Schulte-Brown brought her in. And Tampa Bay have done it again. Down a goal, they have responded to tie it.
That's such a good attribute from your 9, from Maddie Parsons, to just kind of be in that area around the goal. When a cross goes in, you don't know what's going to happen. And she was hovering in that 6-yard area box. She was on her toes, and she was just waiting for the rebound. She got the goal. She deserved that, and it really just put them back on the board. And hopefully the momentum will shift once again.
2-2 with 18 minutes plus stoppage time left, and eternity still to play here. The giveaway. The reset from Provenzano. Back for Bissett. Tampa Bay have not led tonight, but they stay on the front foot on this near side. The throw in from Chisholm. Looking for Parsons, who does keep it alive. Still, Maddie Parsons, oh! Just juggled it around 2 defenders and volleyed it not far away whatsoever.
The composure from Maddie Parsons. She's able to collect this, body off her defender, and just dink it over the top and get a volley off of it. That would have been such a good finish, but great from Maddie Parsons. She continues to just be a threat, and that's exactly what this Tampa Bay side need right now.
Solano loses the ball. It was followed up on by Faith Weber. And as Listro tried to reset the play, the offside flag goes up against Spokane. Should mention as well, in the other live game going on, Lexington have scored again. They lead 3-0 over Fort Lauderdale. If that holds, Jacksonville's lead at the top will be reduced back to a single point. That Fort Lauderdale-Lexington game is also here on Peacock. Nasello, meanwhile, goes back to work. Goes to the byline, feeds it into the middle, it pinballs around. Weber cannot get the shot away, it was blocked. McNeil follows up. Tries to reset things for Tampa Bay, but Spokane have it on the far side. It's closed down on, and the referee brings it back. Cam Tucker slow to get up, as it looks like the referee has brought this back for a Spokane free kick. And they'll take it with 15 minutes left of normal time. There's Parsons again. Plays the early ball up ahead. Jamona was in the area. Weber giving a look. Cleared away by Heisey. It's been a little while now since we've seen Spokane have anything really threatening up the other end, and as that challenge comes in, the referee is going to go to the pocket here. That's going to be a yellow card.
Taylor Chisholm just coming in a little too hard. When we talked to Coach Denise Schulte-Brown, she did say Taylor Chisholm is very aggressive. She's physical. She's fast. That's what you get out of your defender. The foul isn't in a terrible area. But I think Tampa Bay Sun right now are really just trying to break up Spokane and not allow them to get a rhythm.
It does seem to be working. And Chisholm gets the first and only yellow card of the game so far. Again, Spokane shut down on that far side. Chance to maybe maneuver this down the far side. Jamona and company, though, are there, and it's out for a throw-in. Be taken by Kelsey Euler, who just came on a few moments ago, replaced Charlie Boone for Spokane Zephyr. Both teams have only made one change so far tonight. Back for Euler on the far side. Hooks in the cross. And that cushioned header falls for a volley opportunity, but Haley Thomas cannot hit the target. Well, it gives us time to tell you that you can enter the Gainbridge Back to Play giveaway for a chance to win a prize pack, including signed goalie gloves from Brianna Scurry and much more. Scan the QR code on screen to enter for a chance to win. Nasello does well to come back and get possession for Tampa Bay, and in style keeps it with her team at the back. Played forward by Hendricks, and then Spokane swarm, but it is going to be a foul called and a Tampa Bay free kick.
Tampa Bay Sun are looking a little more fluid. You have players popping in, popping out of the pockets. Carly Giamona right there just dropped in to get it, bought the foul, and now they're possessing again. But you see Sydney Nasello as well, coming down deep, players taking her space. It's definitely more of a fluid game we're seeing from this side.
Nasello appreciates that ball played over the top, but it goes out of play. Both coaches talking things over. Denise Schulte-Brown with her Tampa Bay assistant coaches there. We're getting towards crunch time here in Florida. Parsons came back to try and get that, to no avail. Jaskinik under pressure. Now Sophia Braun. Back for Jaskinik. Spokane doing well, handling the press on this near side. Zierenberg switches the point of the attack onto the far side. It's helped along by Euler. Chance to maybe cross this into the middle. Oh, it's a miscued touch. And Tampa Bay nearly seized upon it, but then McNeil can't corral it. Spokane quickly take the throw. It's Braun quickly back into the middle. It's touched into the air. Nicello hustling back to try to help out. Zierenberg's cutback. And then a chance to cut by Thomas infield. She loses out, but the ball forward for Parsons is going to be swept up by McCoy.
More promising play from Spokane. They were able to be a little more patient, swing the ball, play through the middle, switch the point of attack.
Jaskinik plays it out to the far side, then makes a run into the heart of the penalty area. The overlap for Euler. Euler's cross is deflected towards Braun, who tried to get ahead to it. Braun follows up. It's still up for grabs here, and Braun keeps it with Spokane. Now Tappan out wide. Another chance to get the cross into the middle. It's fizzed in there, but it's well wide. One or two shouts for Spokane for either a corner or maybe a free kick. They go unanswered, it appears.
They are able to possess the ball in the attacking third, which is so key to controlling possession and just controlling the rhythm of the game. Now it's just about that final execution.
We've had quite a few momentum shifting moments already. Is there time for one or two more late twists? Tampa Bay win the ball on that far side, but the ball forward is cut out. Fight for possession continues into the midfield. It's now looped over the top for Nicello to chase, and she will keep it in play. Nicello gliding into the penalty area, clipping it across. It was just past Weber, who was arriving. Jamona tried to keep it alive, and then the referee goes over his shoulder and realizes that the offside flag is up.
Cindy Nicello once again driving in the box, drawing two defenders towards her, not really having an angle to shoot, so she decides to cross it across the 18. Couldn't quite find Carly Giamona on that backside, but another promising attack from Tampa Bay.
And if this result stays as it is, Spokane would remain in fifth, where they began the night. And Tampa Bay would get a point on the board. It'd still be 4 points back, however, of 8th place DC Power. Still time for all of that to shift one way or the other. The layoff here, McCoy tried to feed that through. McNeil on the cover, keeps it away from Braun at the concession of a throw-in. Well, the Sun are going to make two more changes here. Sandrine Gaillard is going to come in for Carly Giamona. Jordan Zaid is going to replace Maddie Parsons, a double swap for Tampa Bay. Spokane stay on the front foot after that stoppage, but that pass is cut out. And Zaid, whose legs are fresh, is going to give Tappan all she can handle here, and that leads to a takeaway. Can Tampa Bay take advantage of it? It ends up being maybe a skewered ball out to this near side. One that Jaskinik cannot quite keep in play. And Nasello throws it off Jaskinek to put it back into play. Crosses it into the middle. It's a chance for the shot. It's not quite there. The follow-up attempt is blocked. Handball appeals come in. Referee says it's off the chest as it trickles out of play. Talk about quick thinking from Nasello on the throw-in.
That is such a clever play from Sydney Nasello. She realizes she doesn't really have help with her. She wants to get the fast break. She throws it off the back and just takes it herself. That is quick thinking, and that is experience right there.
It's a Baldwin group corner. That nearly led to a huge moment. It still could from the corner, which is whipped in. Oh, it skims off the top of a couple of heads there. Nasello follows up again. Always seems to have gas in the tank as it rolls out for a throw-in here. 5 minutes of normal time remaining. Was there a high boot there? No, says the referee. Play continues. Nasello played it down the line for Zaid, and not for the first time tonight. Tampa Bay, needlessly, caught offside in a big moment.
Jordan Zaid will be such a good sub for Tampa Bay. She's so pacey. She's also a utility player. You can kind of put her anywhere on the pitch, and you know what you're going to get from her. She's fast, she's explosive, and she will fight for the team. Coming on with fresh legs will be so key for them.
To your point, Zaid is technically listed as a defender. She's playing center forward at the moment.
It's a good attribute when you can kind of get moved around the pitch like that. I always think that players like that have a better chance of being on the field because you have more options of where you can play.
Here is Zaid. Could not quite poke that through. Tried to find Faith Weber, who was going through the middle. Tampa Bay continuing the pressure here. Listro keeping Jaskinek honest. It's cleared away by Tapin. And then the flag goes up against Spokane at the other end. Wow. Well, that ends any potential Zephyr attacking momentum on that possession. And that's a lovely ball played down the far sideline. McNeil tried to move that forward, and I think the flag has gone up yet again here.
You can tell Tampa Bay are very eager to attack, a little too eager. They have to watch their line because they've had quite a bit of offside calls tonight.
Update on the other game. Fort Lauderdale are on the board against Lexington. It's now 3-1. 4 minutes plus stoppage time left in that game being played in South Florida. Still time left here for a late twist or two as well. That is going to be scooped forward. Chance for Jordan Zaid to run onto it, but Heisey gets there first and is able to find a teammate. It was important she did find a teammate because of how far off her line she was there. Now can Spokane create in this final third? Lovely ball around the corner by Solano. And then a loose touch allows Hendricks to step in front and deal with it for Tampa Bay. And then that takes a deflection. It's going to go out of play. And it's going to be a Spokane corner on the far side. Tampa Bay did not react in time to try and save that. And Zephyr get a late set piece opportunity here. Braun will stand over this. Another Baldwin group corner. It is played short. Nasello was nearly all over it, but it was back to a Spokane player in an offside position. And again, it leads to a missed opportunity. Both teams making late changes here. Zierenberg makes way for Spokane. Maya Hansen will take her place. And then Sabrina McNeil is going to make way for the Sun very late on here and will be replaced by Victoria Haugen. That leaves the Sun with one substitution remaining. Spokane still have 3 left as we approach stoppage time. That's poked ahead by Weber. Zaid has a chance to get on the end of this here. Nacello's in the middle. Others waiting to join in the queue. And Zaid will have to settle for a throw-in on the far side. And we are into 5 added minutes left to go. Header is nudged down to it's looped forward, but well wide. Weber. Further helped along by Gaillard, and then it was just out of the reach of Zaid. Weber stepped in, but Spokane will keep it as they move it over the halfway line on this near side. Moved along by Thomas. Solano scored the first goal of the night. Thomas plays it square, more Tampa Bay pressure there. McCoy clips it ahead. And then the first time ball forward is cut out by Hendricks. All pinballs around on that far side. Spokane still have it. Helped along by Jaskinek. Further helped along towards Tucker, but a good step in defensively by Bissett. Hendricks with the header. It's then a long distance cross into the middle. Solano was the target, but Liz Beardsley reads it perfectly for the Sun. 3 minutes left. That's played out wide by Jaskinek. Played down the line by Knox. And then the sliding challenge from Hendricks. Hendricks is still looking for help here. Does keep the ball in somehow, or did she? Now the flag goes up. It did go out of play after a good attempt to tiptoe the sideline.
That's such a great step from Brooke Hendricks. Spokane was gaining a little momentum down that sideline with a little give and go, and Brooke Hendricks just stepped in, cut it out, and then was able to go forward with it.
Braun plays it back out wide. Down to the final 2 minutes. Still time for someone to steal all 3 points. Haley Thomas assesses her options here. There's now 2 players on her. She crosses it into the middle. Not the best of clearances. Follow-up shot is blocked. Jaskinek saved. Jaskinek saved again. Jaskinek for Thomas back across. Not definitively cleared. Now helped along by Weber. 2 huge saves by Beardsley. The follow-up attempt is blocked. On the edge of the 18, Nacello clears it away. Now Zaid trying to help it along, but Spokane retrieve it. Played down the far sideline. Spokane gear up for another attempt here. And Listro, huge defensive intervention for Tampa Bay. Getting towards the final seconds here. Zephyr played out for Solano. On this near side, she fights her way through. That cross is blocked and deflected. Beardsley catches right after she makes two gigantic saves.
That's so big time from Beardsley. She came up, made a save, hit the ground, came back up again. That's so crucial. The ball was bobbling. There was so much unknown, but she was able to step up for her team and make those big saves in those crucial moments in stoppage time.
Up the other end. Can Tampa Bay win it here? Nasello. Nasello goes on. May have trapped herself in a corner here. She's going to get double teamed. Nasello tries to escape. Thomas holds her off and clears it out for a throw-in with only a couple of seconds surely left. 5 minutes are up. Nasello's throw is flicked on. It's tipped high into the air. Chisholm tries to get on the end of it. It's out for another throw-in, but it will not be taken as it's full time in Tampa.
And that's the end of our match.
Wow. Spokane had two late chances to win it. Emma Jaskinek blocked not once but twice by Liz Beardsley. Sydney Nasello brings Tampa Bay up the other end, but they do not get a shot away. And Erica, it finishes 2-2.
I think both teams can take away positives from this game. They each got a point. Spokane got a point on the road, and Tampa Bay is just fighting to get back on the board. I think a lot of goals, but I think both teams can clean it up defensively.
What a breathless ending that was. 2-2 is the final score. We will wrap it up next here on Peacock after a wild ending.
All of your Gainbridge Super League games. Our next home match will be right here at Suncoast Credit Union Field on February 13th. We'll be taking on DC Power. You can catch all home and away games on Peacock. Nation, your Tampa Bay Sun tallied 5 shots on goal in tonight's match, which means Suncoast Credit Union will be donating $1,000 to Blake High School's Alumni Athletic Booster Club. Give it up for Suncoast Credit Union and your Tampa Bay Sun. If you or your group booked the penalty kick experience, please make your way to the flagpole near the Pirate Water Taxi entrance. Thank you for joining us tonight in February. We look forward to your Valentine's Day night. We'll be hosting a Pilates class on the field that morning. And then girls, grab your gals for dinner with your son, including an espresso martini, Caesar salad, fries, and an evening with your besties. Thank you to our partners for your support. You help make this experience incredible for our fans. For all of us here at the Tampa Bay Sun, I am Stephen Arvera signing off. Get home safely and good night.
Full time here on Peacock in the Gainbridge Super League. What a crazy finish between Tampa Bay and Spokane. 2-2 is the final score. Credit to the Sun. They were down by a goal on 2 separate occasions. Come back and salvage a point. First game of the second half of this regular season. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew. We looked through full-time highlights here. It began with a wonderfully headed goal from Lena Solano in the 15th minute.
Zierenberg just gets out wide and just whips it in. She finds Lena Solano near post, and she's just able to redirect that to get them on the score sheet.
We'd be seeing a lot of Sydney Nicello for Tampa Bay in this game. She would get the equalizer.
Sabrina McNeil finds her back post, and Sydney Nicello is able to touch and hit, equalizing.
It was 1-1 at the half. Little bit of controversy there. Tampa Bay thought a foul should have been given, but take nothing away from the finish from Felicia Knox to make it 2-1. Then we jump ahead. 71st minute, Tampa Bay in search again of an equalizer, and Nicello was at the heart of it again.
Nicello finds herself in the 18, and she just drives. She goes unlined, hits it across. Hope Heisley tries to make a save, bobbles it, and Maddie Parsons is there for the taking.
2-2 at that particular moment, but Spokane could have won it. 2 chances for Jaskinek, 2 big saves from Beardsley.
Jaskinek tries to finish this, and she just does not have any luck, with Beardsley making big-time saves back-to-back.
Tampa Bay had one more foray forward. After that, it finishes 2-2. This is what it means in the standings. Spokane and Tampa Bay stay exactly where they are for now, but Spokane gain a point on Carolina, who lost earlier. Tampa Bay gain a point on DC, who will play later on this week.
I think there's a lot that each team can take from this game. I think Spokane getting a point on the road all the way across country is very promising with them. And Tampa Bay introducing new players, that's always kind of tricky at first, but they seem to fit in seamlessly. And getting a point at home isn't a bad way to start the season.
Tampa Bay are still in search of that first home win of the season, but they do come back, like you said, Erica, get a very valuable point against a good Spokane team. Really good game. First game back for these two teams after the winter break. It did not disappoint. Late drama here in the Sunshine State, but it finishes honors even between the Sun and Spokane. For Erica Timrack and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long as it finishes 2-2 in the Gainbridge Super League.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.